what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah.
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah? Keep listening.
Well, hello to you and welcome in to yet another edition of your show. It is the Tuesday edition. My name is Gary. I am your host. Welcome to the party. Still, as far as we know, the only show originating in Saskatoon from 4 to 5 p.m. live, Monday to Friday. And boy, it sure feels good to be able to say that each and every time, because we talk about it all the time. The importance of doing things differently, the importance of standing out so people will notice. And always so grateful to have you along for this amazing ride and just feeling good today. Margaret, are you going to get to your spot? We got a dog here as well. Don't know if you've met her yet or not, but we kick off every show with her, and she's trying to figure out where she's going to plop down here. Are you going to lay down, bud? Want to come here? Want to do something? Oh, here we go. We're going to get some Maggie wrangling. We're going to see what we can do. He's like G.I. Joe over here. Here we go. Okay, this is working. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Not over here. No, over there. There you go. Say hello to the mobile Maggie cam. Look at this. Beautifully done. It's very rare when you have an operator as cute as the subject of the camera, but here we are. The Maggie cam for our incredible friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street. They are your pet's natural grocer. When you walk through those doors, you're greeted by Margaret's boyfriend, Leroy. He is a beautiful puppy himself, also a greeting dog. He'll walk you up to the till where you say hi to either Mike and or Rochelle, and they will guide you through the greatest shopping experience of your life. Look at those feet. What a love. Hey, there's one missing back there. What's going on? So beautiful. Once you get in, they say, what do you need? If they don't have what you need, they will order it for you. If you're looking for buckle-up collars and leashes, they got them, matching. They got the best cleaning station in Saskatoon. If your puppy's dirty, get that dog over there and they'll make that puppy so pretty. If you're thinking about changing your diet for your animals, they got the raw food diets in the fridges at the back right beside that cleaning station. And it just doesn't stop. All your normal foods, all the options. They got all the beds, all the cages, all the kennels, all the toys. They got toys on toys on toys. They got outfits for your animals. They got medicines. They even got treats, and it is Treat Tuesday, I believe, so treats on sale today. Go pick them up. They're in buckets, giant buckets all over the store, strewn for you. And they're so good. Everyone's so nice, and they're open after hours and on weekends, thanks to Kirsten and Chris, all of that and so much more waiting for you over at Maggie's favorite damn place in the universe besides this damn studio and maybe the house on the other side, the old skis chalet. That place is Pet Planet on 8th Street. They are your pet's natural grocer. Ooh. Can we give him a hand? That mobile cam. What a guy. That's amazing. So we've slowly built up these introductions. Normally we like to introduce each one at a time, but now that we have this intro, I think we just hit the intro and then we party on. So without further ado, I'm going to go for it right here. We're going to voice it. Welcome to the All That Angst podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Uncle Brando, Uncle Mike, and in between, it's Matt from the band.
Yeah. That's a very good.
Boys,
Nice made, Dragon.
boys, how's everybody doing?
Great.
Doing good? Doing good?
Oh, great.
We have a guy here that is actually high right now. We should have P-tested him. And we didn't put a curtain back up. What have I done? Our secrets are being... That's right, we could go green screen. We don't care. It's live. That's what we do. Somebody is legally high right now, and that person's you, Matt, from all the bands.
Is that correct?
You have been high off of energy, high off of love, high off of creating. You had the show of all shows. on Saturday night at the Black Cat.
Pretty damn special. I don't even really know where to start. Like, again, with all these things, the like reunion factor of getting like the damn contingent showing up, like that, it's a big ask, like I said, where Raven Witch was starting and Untimely was finishing, so you guys are locked into hanging out at the bar for quite a while. But yeah, I appreciate it. It was awesome to have you guys. But
amazing.
Like just all the little like wins within the wins. Like my parents, obviously, they've heard us like a million times because we jammed in their basement for decades. But they've I believe the only other show they ever went to was when we played with Anvil at Coors Event Center, because it was like a seated event. Right. But they showed up to this one and it ended up like working the merch table. And it was just pretty awesome.
You can swear, man. It's exciting stuff, dude.
And really just seeing all the friends, and man, I love, with these shows, like, I think it's easy to just assume, as a band, like everyone should be like, they're coming to the show, they're gonna like it. But like, we truly appreciate when people are into it, having a good time, moshing around, and it's just, I feel so blessed that we got to do that. It was awesome.
This was such a big show that we got. We have LB, Lil Bro, aka Lil Brookman. We had Big Brookman in the house.
Yeah,
Dad came to the show,
was
so
awesome.
I was sitting with Big Brookman, Uncle Mike, and Lil Brookman. And once you went in, like, it was wild to see their reaction to you performing. Because when people look at you, they see a smaller guy, very handsome, rugged, beautiful, clearly packing in the pants. But at the same time, to hear your voice when you're actually going. Like, Big Brookman says, I had no idea that was coming. Like, what is happening? Like, that's how he sings, man.
Yeah,
you sing like a 10-foot giant.
Yeah, it's definitely, my normal voice is different than my performing voice. But
seeing other people being smitten by that.
Yeah, it's all the energy. But yeah, again, with like work friends that came or whatever, I think everyone.
Shout out to Super Nintendo
Anderson was
I
there.
met him.
Yeah, my 1A driving instructor was there, which was really sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Did he pass you?
Well, he did. He trained me, and then I had to do the SGI tests or whatever. But that was pretty cool because he's an older gentleman, and like
there was a lot of older people in
I know, it was just like so cool that we had all that support, or like friends, parents that I haven't seen in over a decade, and all this stuff. But yeah, everyone just assumes like, oh, we play in a band, and I think it's just natural that you're like, oh, sweet. Yeah, you play in a band. But I think everyone, after they see us, they're kind of like, oh, you're actually pretty good. You guys are really good. Like, that was entertaining.
Been doing this a while. 25 years, in fact.
Yeah, no shit. We were playing in a band for over 20 years. I think we're fucking good. Like,
I do. Just because I always like to bring up the negatives and everything. So at the start or whatever, when Untimely went on, and we do our little like kind of majestic intro, and we're cutting into Last Guildsman, and I've got this borrowed pedal, and there's a button that has an arrow, and I got to remember that that's the one that's the distortion, and then there's one that's just unmarked, and that's the effects. So I had the effects on, and I want it to turn on the distortion, but what I did is I clicked the effects off, so when the song cut in, and I got my big lead, it's just completely dry, like clean, pink, single. And I was like, no, we're starting over again.
So good.
But I remember in this like moment, I hear you, and I like, we're going live, or like I heard you say that, and I was like, oh, Gary gets what I was doing. But yeah, we started over and then like had it from there. And
I thought it was on purpose. It felt like you guys were like doing a quick little swerve.
Well, it was like I told you that story when Adele had performed at the Grammys, and she started singing, and she was like a bit flat or whatever. And at the Grammys, she's like, no, I want to start this. I want to do it right. And I kind of, at that moment, it was 2 seconds in. I'm like, no, I want to do this right. Let's start over. And
it was amazing. Like I told the boys, like, this is my favorite song. I have to stand up. And that was like one of the few times I stood up. The other time was to stand up in between songs to tell you I love you. That was pretty funny too. You capture the moment perfectly. You're around all these new people, and at the same time you got all these people that have been with you for a long time, and it just comes together and you just feel all it. Like I talked to probably about 20 or 30 people I haven't talked to in a long time.
I know, it's so amazing. Cool. And I've got like fans that, used to come 15 years ago that were young goobers, and now they're coming back again, and they're kind of like the older guard, and it's just like, but they feel like old friends to me because, I've known them for a decade and a half just from the scene.
My nephew was there. My firstborn nephew, Benjamin. He's been on this show. and seeing him in a bar was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I had a bunch of stuff. So my buddy Scott Claffey, he's in the Navigator's Choice hockey video of ours,
Nice.
but he's just
Love
like
that
a
video.
Evan Hardy friend of mine, high school friend, lifelong friend, and I've known him since his kids weren't kids. You know, they were just a twinkle in his eye.
Yep.
And their one kid, Trinity, came to the show. She was freshly 19, and I was just like, this is just crazy.
Pass
Like
that
it just
baton.
Yeah.
just blows my mind how old I am, man.
That was the other big takeaway was, holy am I ever old. Like, I was sore, mostly because I sat in a chair
Yeah.
the entire time.
I know.
Because I was too sore to get up.
Right.
Unless it was for Last Guildsman or to tell you I love you. And then I look at Uncle Mike. He's up there doing his thing.
Of course he is.
Sway going. And the chaos all around him. You're like a pillar, man. It's amazing. Like, people just moved around you and you just did this one.
Yeah.
That's how I enjoy the music.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
amazing.
sit back and take it
there's
all in.
no rule. Like I always just, if people are into it, I don't care what you're doing. It's just, if you're there, that's already, you know, you did your job
Yeah.
for me as like being in the band. But it's really cool seeing my parents, like, because we got a bunch of footage that Aaron had taken, and you see my parents.
I didn't load up any footage.
Okay, well, we'll get some next time.
Yes, okay.
But seeing my parents, you know, at the side stage, like looking at all the madness, because for them, like they're not familiar with just like, you know, drinks getting spilled or like people getting knocked over in the mosh pit or whatever. So, and it was just another real like highlight for me was Tristan coming up and singing "Income and Pestilence." Like
so good.
the jam the night before, he was singing along with it, and I was like, man, you should come up and, you know, sing
Do
a
it.
chorus or whatever. So he got up and we did our kind of, I call them screaminies. I actually stole that from Troy Bly from Into Eternity, but it's like harmonizing where I had the high
Yeah.
scream, he's got the low, and we were doing some screaminies.
together.
But yeah, that was pretty cool.
He's actually coming in here on Thursday.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're going to check in with old Tristan the Destroyer and see how he's doing.
Awesome.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. And yeah, like just the whole thing, like Raven Witch was so, you know, from the last time I saw Raven Witch to this time, it was like night and day. And last time was really good. This was like next level shit.
Yeah, I think the thing is Erin, like she could always sing before, but now that she's been in the band for over a
Confidence.
decade, or over a half a decade, she's got that confidence and she can really
You can
be
tell.
captivating with like the
Well,
movement
like
she's
the stage
doing.
presence
Yeah,
kinda
it's
thing,
like
right?
we got a lot of people saying like Erin's, she's a very good performer and captivating, and yeah, I agree.
Yeah, well, if you didn't, you sure as hell shouldn't say it now because we
Yeah.
are praising her and her amazingness.
It's crazy to think that when you started, you know, maybe your parents were recording you with like a VHS video camera, and now they're recording you with one of these. right?
Yeah, I know.
You know, 25 years ago, technology has changed a lot too.
That old man, what's up?
I'm old. I don't
I
know.
went up to scream and dust came out. Like, what the hell?
No, well, I
Metal
definitely do feel my neck from all the headbanging. I will not lie there. And the way I feel old is when we invited everyone back for that quote unquote after party. Technically, we just had like people staying at our place, and they're like, "Hey, do you mind if we come over?" And they showed up, and this is past 2, and they come with a couple 2-4s, and I'm like, that's a lot. I'm probably planning on having like a half a beer or a beer or whatever. But yeah, brought everyone over, and we didn't really want them outside because, you know,
It's late.
Winnipeg, they're very friendly, but they like to party with, you know, gusto and, you know, fairly
Hell yeah.
vociferous. So me and Aaron kind of talked. We like had the kittens in the back, just in a room, locked away, and we didn't want them outside other than for like cigarettes and stuff. So we're like, if there's gonna be other smoking, we'll just do it in the garage or whatever. And it brought me back to when we used to jam in Winnipeg all the time. It just reminds me of Winnipeg, just a garage, just completely full of smoke where you can't even see like 2
Hell
feet
yeah.
in front of you, and just like
That's what this garage was for 2 months straight.
and just Judas Priest blaring, and like there's always the Judas Priest sing-alongs and stuff. But yeah, again, because I'm old, when it got to the point where it was like 4 o'clock, and me and Aaron are kind of looking at each other, and I'm just again too old to like pussyfoot around or tiptoe around anything. So
it
like,
for me.
yeah, the Judas Priest song ends, and I'm just like, well, I'm ready to go to bed. You guys can get the hell out of here, type of deal.
Yeah.
But we softened it because Noel's mom had made that chocolate cake
cake.
that we were having to sitting on.
Yes.
So we're like, yeah, enjoy some cake. But the one rule we had is we're like, we're just going for it. So we handed out just a round of forks, and
Dive
kind
in.
of just everyone was diving in. But then it kind of got, because everyone's, you know, imbibed in the drinks and stuff. So somebody's like, oh man, I should like bust out some chopsticks. So I got some chopsticks. And you know, people were grabbing different utensils. But again, in the fashion of Winnipeg, you know, like there's cake getting, you know, splashed, and there's people like dusting it up, and just like everyone's just so respectful. That's the kind of stuff. The more people we have at our house, the more it feels like a home, and it was just like cool having the Winnipeg scene, and it was a real nice way to cap it off. So
yeah, and this chaos, man.
Yeah, they are the real deal.
Not just a clever name. Hey,
no,
where they go, they bring that chaos.
Yeah, they do.
They rip. They rip so good. It was funny. We were sitting. LB went up before they played. He went up and bought a T-shirt.
Yes.
Nice.
And it's like, what if they're not any good, LB?
The first thing
that was again, they do have good merch, but that was a gamble.
That was the first thing I said. I was like, man, have you even heard of them? He's like, no. It's like the shirt. Like, okay, well, you better hope they're good. And then, of course, right off the bat, like sound checks with Mastodon. I'm like, yeah, they're going to be good.
Yeah.
They're in good hands.
But I like that one thing, again, because we all help each other and pitch in this and that. And we were sharing gear and stuff. And Mike Manza had rented some stage lights and that smoke machine and the bass cabinet from Long McQuaid for the show. But either way, Mike had said, hey, do you mind if you take the stage lights back on Monday? I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So on Monday, they're leaving or whatever. I've got the stuff, and he's like, "Oh, I don't need the cab. That's going back as well." I'm like, "I'm taking the big bass cab." Like, it's funny you forgot about that one, like, because it's easier to move like some stage lights where like a big full cab is quite difficult for one person to lift in and out of a thing. It was all good, and I'm just like complaining because I'm a complainer.
Right.
I will say too, shout out to Alicia, our server, the third uncle of this family. The great uncle grandma. That's his girlfriend, his partner.
Cool.
Yeah. And like she came out, and I knew it, but I wasn't sure if she knew who I was. So like she sat down. I was like, by the way, like I'm Alicia. I'm like, I know who you are. I just didn't want to like, I don't know. And so like we hit it off, and
great.
it was nice, and she was incredible.
I'm just so impressed how they can do that at these shows where they're like walking through the mosh pit completely full of all these drinks, and they're just like nonchalant, like. Who does that?
I asked her.
They're pimps.
She said one time she got jacked because you're walking around a mosh pit. That's what you're doing. You're walking around a circle pit trying to serve drinks to people. And she said one time some guy gave her one in the back and she had a tray full of empties, yard sale, ran into a table. So that's the only time she's ever actually been hit. Exactly. Yeah. But you are so, because I was asked her that exact question, like how do you serve in this environment?
Honestly, like I can get up there and play solos and do all this, but like that impresses me, like, because first of all, you've got the pressure of like, you know, you're bringing people's drinks and then they're like, oh, you spilled it, and you know, everyone has to make a comment, and it seems intimidating and difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she said being tall helps.
Okay, so it's no luck for me.
That's it. Go ahead.
I'll go into the ground saying that as much as the mosh pits are crazy to the uninitiated, and you look at it and it's like, holy, these guys are just elbowing each other in the face and their headbutt. One of the safest places I've ever been. Mm-hmm.
You're leading into it. Look at you hosting.
Is a mosh pit.
I 100% agree.
Like, you're jumping and you're bashing each other and people get smashed around and stuff. But like, you go down, people
there's
are
like
going to help
three
you
hands, you know, there to pick
like,
you up.
You never hit the ground all the way.
See,
if you drop your glasses, they're handing them back to you before you realize they're off your face. Like, it's one of the most respectful places you can be in, like, the world.
I feel like it's a point of pride for metalheads to kind of, you know, because we have the hard exterior, so it's nice to actually genuinely be kind, and when you have a chance to help someone out, really going for it, and I think that's a point of pride.
We've had this conversation numerous times now, where the pit died for a lot of us. That environment you were talking about, that safe space where everyone cares about each other, there was a point where that didn't really exist anymore because kids lost that. Again, this is the whole thing, the reason we started this place. Kids stopped respecting others and caring about others, and it's all about themselves. So they go in there looking to punch people in the face and kick. And there was a time where the pits were really bad.
Yeah,
and I'm hoping that's got out. I don't like. When's the last time you were in a pit? Is my question. When was your last pit?
Oh man, the last pit I was in would have like strung out 2 years ago. I guess would have been for me. Which, and it's not a super serious one. But that's the last one I was in, and I could.
You were okay, but again, that's an older band with an older crowd.
It was like I could see how it had gone too far, and the old guys like myself were kind of pulling it back.
Yeah,
a
bringing
little
it back.
bit.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a tug of war.
There were people who were out there to like just.
And you gotta whack them.
It's all do whatever you want, and it's like, no, bro, like
That's not it.
No.
you can't just punch people in the face.
That's right.
You gotta. Everybody's doing the same
The
thing.
whole point of this,
We're all here
the
to
whole
have
point,
fun.
it's like a line dance, but it's a circle dance. And the whole point is for everyone to feel each other's energy through the music and to like connect and combine forces.
You want a little bit of that NASCAR like bump and race, and where you want like a little bit, but keep the elbows down, but throw a shoulder in and kind of bounce off, and you can get a vibe when you make eye contact with someone, and if they're into it, or someone if they're doing one of these, like, probably not gonna want to bump that
Uncle
person.
Mike standing in the back in the middle with his shoulders. Okay,
body language
let's
is
just go around him.
You're
right?
saying I want to be in with this energy, but I don't necessarily want to be like moving around and punching and kicking.
I did that move with Uncle Mike at the No Effects show 2 years ago. We didn't go in, but Sperman and Seabass went in.
Because we didn't.
I think. Did you go in? You didn't go in, did you?
I think I maybe did a loop.
Oh,
because
I
they
was the
were
only one. I was the only
adamant
puss who
that
couldn't go.
I
they
really needed to.
You gave him
I was like,
peer
guys,
pressure.
like,
you got peer
it's
pressure
not my
to
first
go
time in
I
a
told-
pit, but if it
I
makes
told
you
those
happy,
guys
I
to
will
suck it.
do a tour. And a lot of times that's like, I'll pop in for a tour.
Oh yeah,
and then
I
I'll
like
pop
doing that
out,
too.
right?
Just so
It's
it's
like, just get a taste.
again, just for the story. It's like, oh
Still
yeah,
alive. I may be old. And
we didn't
crotchety,
hit the pit in Lagwagon, did we? I feel like
no.
we were just sides. It was
Dude,
so
we
good.
sang
Man, we were
every
just
song
singing
and the
along,
song,
and we had the perfect
was the
view
best
of
spot.
everyone. Yeah.
Well,
amazing.
and again, like I said, and where I post up, like I have a spot. I mean, at all the venues, I have a spot which I try to find the best place for sound
Generally,
quality.
the
right? So it's-
soundboard is a good place to start.
Yeah. So I mean,
from.
a lot of times I'm like center stage, usually outside of the pit kind of thing. But I go for the music and I just want to listen.
Yes.
And soak
And
it all in.
that No
It's
Effects
like-
show too. You want to talk about needing a good spot?
Oh yeah.
Like it's supposed to be
Yeah.
outdoors, and they moved it indoors. I think is what happened. So like if you weren't in the pit, you were like the quality of the sound of the music was rough.
It was just
weird.
it was a huge venue. It was almost like a hangar.
Yeah.
It was
Okay,
super
yeah.
tall ceilings, cinder block
What a
back wall,
nightmare
no
for a sound guy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So and then the venue was like a third full. So you had everything up front, all the sound bouncing off that
Everywhere.
that back wall, and just
man.
it was weird.
See, I've always wondered this, like when they do the big sound checks, and I've been part of a few tours where we've been in bigger venues, and they do the sound check, and they're like, but once we got the bodies in here, it'll be different or whatever. It's like, so then what's the point of doing
Test
that
it,
one in the
exactly,
first?
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? If you have to change it all, right? Like, or like they need to start bringing in 10,000 dummies.
Dummies, yeah.
And then, then
Like
10,000 not so
test
tough.
dummies.
Yeah.
There's sound check dummies.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Don't get them mixed up.
With practical ideas like this, I'm clearly going to be in charge of a lot of
You'll be
events.
president one day.
You're on it. You are on it. I gotta make sure I get to this, boys, before my phone dies, because I'm one of those guys that never charges his phone, and because of that, the phone dies a lot. That's just a little. bit about me.
Mine was down to 15, and I think that's some of the lowest it's ever been,
Let's
and
see,
I feel
let's see
bad
what
about
I'm
it.
gonna check my percentage right now. Let's see here. We will get a battery percent of 5.
Not bad.
Oh,
Yeah, you
shit.
should be able to make it. That's
I
good.
mean,
Still
dang.
plenty of meat left on that bone.
Yeah. No, we'll go through all day tomorrow, too. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now to tell you about my friend Mobley Llorente. Dun, dun, dun. Get pre-approved before you shop. I love that line. The housing market's heating up and homes are selling fast. So, if you're serious about buying, getting pre-approved isn't just smart, it's essential. Love that word, too, essential. Very good word. Mobley Llorente with TMG The Mortgage Group will help you know exactly how much you can afford so you can make strong, confident offers. That's what we're looking for. He's got access to multiple lenders. He'll secure the best rates and terms for you, making the process simple and stress-free. God, I love
Beautiful.
stress-free, right?
What is
Give
that?
me more of
What
that.
does that feel like?
Yeah.
That
One
must
day,
be
boys,
nice.
One day, I think it's when we die, we'll be stress-free.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. Don't lose out on your dream home. Get pre-approved today. Mobley Llorente. Mortgages made simple. Call or text him anytime. 306-370-5804.
Somebody who listens to the show needs to get a hold of Mobley and then buy the condo that's down the hallway from me.
Nice.
Because I want a cool neighbor.
And he's
there.
selling
Yes,
it.
yes.
So if you're looking for a condo near McKercher, you should hit him up. And
Hit up
then,
Mobley.
Then be my neighbor, because
Oh, won't
my
you
previous
be
neighbor was the weirdest
his neighbor?
human.
Ooh, tell us a story.
She was
quick.
so strange. Okay, so she was this like old lady,
I
and
love
she
the
had this
tangents.
little old dog that wore like boots and a jacket in the summertime kind of thing.
Super cute.
Like a cardigan or
No,
like a
that-
pullover?
Not good for the dog.
That dog wanted to be my dog so bad.
Get me
Because
out
I
of
was
here.
like,
Get me out of here.
exactly.
Dude.
And so it was very
Save
strange.
me.
Like, she would adjust her walk times to like align with my walk times, so she would bump into me all the time. It was so weird.
Was she pursuing you?
And then the week before she left, like the last time we ever spoke.
This sounds like a
This is
pursuit.
days before she moved out of the building. She was like, hey, I'm waiting for my movers, but if they don't get here pretty soon, I'm just gonna, come over to your place and hang out. And I was like, no, you're not. No,
Interesting.
that's not what's gonna happen in my head. But on the outside, I was like, oh yeah, that'll totally be what goes down. And then in my head, I'm thinking, fuck, how do I get out of here? How do I move in the next 45 minutes?
How old was she?
Yeah, how old is this lady?
Like in her 70s?
Wow, she's come over for a nice tea.
No, she was not.
She was looking for more than just
She was
tea?
looking for it. She was looking for the tea for sure.
She was looking for the
Damn.
crumpets.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not
Yeah, she
just
wanted
the
the
tea?
tea and the crumpets.
Okay.
Yeah. She
Sounds
wanted
like a good problem to have.
She wanted the cookie and the biscuits, and I'm like, listen.
Get that outfit off your dog first and we'll talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Help your dog.
Going back to the word essential.
Yes.
It is a good word. I feel it was overused back in 2019, 2020, where these essential workers kind of thing.
Oh,
And then
yes.
it was like, well, yeah, isn't everything an essential service?
Depends.
Really?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Like,
you're right. Like
if something is essential for
you're
me,
right.
might
It
be
was getting
differently essential.
overused.
Yeah, just
Pivot was
random.
also getting overused.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Pivot, yeah.
Website.
Anyway.
Pivot.
Oh, shit. Check it out. DufferinAve.com.
Ew.
Royal Anders not making it today. What was his excuse today? Let's check in.
Perfectly sized
see what
street
it is, a
sign. And he was
perfect-
afraid of it. He was like,
Yeah.
perfection scares me. I will not go near that street sign.
All right, this is what Royal Anders said. He said, hey, bro, I'm a no-show today.
Who
Ooh.
earns?
Wifey is out for dinner, so I'm on cooking duty tonight. Hope you have another great show on, Brady.
Great. What
like how
time
he-
should I be over?
Yeah.
Do they not know how to order pizza?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
He usually cooks something.
Is it
like that.
because he's from fucking England? He
Maybe.
doesn't know how to just order food?
No.
Come on, Anders. You're better than this.
That's the website.
Oh, DoorDash doesn't do
Mommy
beans
humor.
on toast.
Okay, that goes
Owned.
away. We also have an
Beans on
email.
toast isn't potty.
Come on, email. Come on now.
I got the email. You got
So
the
that's
email.
what the email is popping up. Do you think this has to do with my phone about to die?
Maybe.
That's.
Maybe it needs.
I don't think it helps.
Oh yeah, we gotta get
Watch
through
with me
this.
here, boys.
Push
Email.
Okay,
Email.
let's try that out. That's,
That's
good.
not the
Listen,
Not an email.
let's just sing the song, guys. Let's
Hold
sing
on,
the
Hold on,
song.
hold on, hold on,
Yeah.
hold on.
Website.
Hold on.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm with
That's
Brando.
weird.
Let's just sing the song. We
All
all
right.
know the song.
Somebody
We do.
miscombobulated your doodads.
Yeah, I might have to.
Let's go
All
live.
right, you guys
We're
ready?
doing it live.
F it, we're going live.
Yeah.
Send us an email to 1, 2, 3, 4. Contact@dufferinav.com. That is the email. This is the theme song.
Wow.
We are the Spice Boys.
That is.
All right, if we're the Spice Boys,
I
maybe Spice.
won't hit that way.
I'm Scary Spice for sure.
Oh, you're gonna be a real one. You gotta make one up.
No, that's what I want to be.
No, I'm Ginger Spice.
Well, I'm Baby Spice. She's the best.
What?
Sorry.
I guess
Come
I'm
on.
Emma
sporty,
Watson.
Sporty Spice.
You
I
could be
don't know.
sporty. You are the most
Mel C,
athletic.
nice,
Yeah.
Nobody
I was gonna say
Spice.
soapy spice.
Nobody
but-
picked
See, that
Hot
would've been
Spice or Posh Spice as they were.
I feel like this guy's onto it. He would be Soap Spice.
Oh, Soap Spice.
Yeah.
That's
You'd be Big
Soap
Wiener
Spice.
Spice.
I'd be Twitch Spice.
Ah,
Oh,
Twitch
there you
Spice.
go.
Yeah.
Heavy metal Spice.
There we go. So it's your lead.
Yeah, that's right. No. You pieces of shit for breakfast? No.
No.
What spice am I gonna be? Fat Spice. I'm Fat Spice again. I got on the scale at Mom and Dad's.
Sexy
today.
Spice.
Very
I'm up
Spice.
18 pounds.
From when?
My suit doesn't fit. From like 2 months ago. Once I started really budgeting myself and went full time into the bologna sandwich diet.
Oh shit.
You're up 18 or down?
Up 18.
Making
Okay,
gains.
we'll talk about how to get bologna
all
that's
muscle.
better for your body.
Well, no, it's not
just
even
muscle,
that.
Gary.
I thought
It's
you were gonna
muscle.
say we're gonna get some of the packing peanuts and get me on your diet.
Oh yeah, that'll
Oh,
that'll
yeah.
get you there for
And the
sure.
one
Packing
out
peanuts
there.
I think
diet
you're just
always works.
cultivating mass to turn it into a
Muscle.
Look at the, what's it called, definition on those.
You're gonna look like Brock Lesnar.
I hope you're
right
watching
away.
in 4K.
No, you're gonna look like Brock Lesnar's daughter right away.
Yeah, shot putting.
You'll be shot putting to the fucking moon in
like
no
that.
time.
Speaking of the moon, Uncle Brando, did we add another game to the graveyard?
By accident, Gary and I
Whoopsie
beat
doodle.
Super Ninja Boy for the Super Nintendo
Nice.
today.
Yeah.
We did the final boss, just did the job.
It was
Like
wild.
3 rounds, no challenge whatsoever. Oh, we're gonna walk out of this cave into the town, give the box to the guy that asked for it, end of the game. That's just how we do it.
I felt like there was so many places we still needed to quest to.
So it's how we do it on the Twitch stream for the Dufferin Avenue Media Network. We're gonna start Shining Force 3 next
I'm so
Tuesday.
pumped for that one.
Nice.
So a little bit of
Nice.
Sega Saturn. Not many people owned those or had a chance to play lots of the games. And if you're trying to do it now, it's very expensive.
We're going to be the exclusive Sega Saturn stream.
So we're gonna do it for you. So if you have any
Here.
any interest in any of that, please come by, check us out. Twitch.tv/Dufferin Avenue Media, and it's gonna be freaking good.
Freaking killed.
Killing
You and Phenom have been doing a lot of good work over there.
Oh, we appreciate it.
We're
And Final
talking-
Fantasy VI every Friday,
Yeah.
we're killing it. It's Gary's first playthrough. I've decided that I will not play next week because you or Phenom are going to do it.
I'm not playing it.
It was too easy for me to do it.
I'm not playing it.
I'm just going to win.
Why?
Well, yeah, of course you're going to win. I don't
Why
play
you
it
not playing?
because it got too hard. So we've gotten to a point now in Final Fantasy VI where you need to do a lot of things well, including the Blitz move where you have to enter.
It's like playing
It's
Street
like,
Fighter.
Yeah, it's like Street Fighter moves.
Okay.
Oh.
I suck at Street Fighter. Horribly.
Oh,
and if
no
you're-
good.
And if you're not doing those moves, you're dead. And I don't want all the people that are joining along on this incredible ride to have to do the same shit over and over and over again because I can't figure out how to throw a
Right,
nuke.
I gotcha.
You know? So we bring in the ringer, and I was having a lot more fun, and it's a lot less stressful, kind of like what Mobley does for us, you know?
I guess.
A lot less stress when Uncle Brando's driving the truck.
Because we certainly did make. This isn't me dumping on you. Because we certainly made it way further last Friday than I thought we were going to make it. I was like, how are we so far? And
He
you're
said
like,
it on stream.
Brando, it's because you've been driving the bus for the last hour. I was like, ah, shit.
That's true.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
What is
Yeah.
the concept of Final Fantasy? What is it like? I can't. Is it sci-fi? Is
It's
it like
RPG.
medieval? Is it?
It's different in each one. Final Fantasy VI is like a steampunk,
Okay.
like
Cool.
medieval magic kind of situation where like they have modern technology, but it's all like powered by magic and it produces lots of like steam and wet looking air.
Okay.
The original Final Fantasy would be medieval times.
Yeah, very much medieval times. They
Okay.
all kind of change, right? Like
Okay.
number 7 is
Yeah.
all about like nuclear energy and
And then stupid like 14 or whatever, you drive around in a convertible with a guy that takes selfies.
yeah,
That's the range you go through.
that yeah. So
That's what we're in right
Yeah.
now, kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
thing, like
Yep.
Final Fantasy.
That's why lots of
14,
people
whatever.
fell off the old.
Yeah, 16 is
okay.
on its
Train.
way. I think it's just on its way. I'm not sure it's out yet, but and Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 fun.
You
The
wanna
point
pump-
is, the Twitch stream is awesome, and you should
Check
join
it out.
it.
Is there a cap to like for me when it's a TV series or something? I find like that like 5 or 6 seasons is kind of like is with a video
Good
game. Is there a
question, good
cap or
question.
like?
I think yes, there is. I think that the reason that Final Fantasy has made it as long as it has is because it's not sequential. It's not
Yeah.
like 1 follows or 2 follows 1, 3 follows 2, all the way up to
It's a
16.
new game every time.
Yeah, it's a new
right?
it's a new game each and every time.
Except for Sid.
Except for Sid, there's like recurring characters, returning motifs, all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
like each game itself is its own world.
So it's
own-
You're saying it's limitless for this. At least.
and they'll say it like there's little throwbacks, like you'll see nods to like older ones like 5 and 6 and 7 in the new games, but for the most part it's an entirely new game. And this is the cynical part of me saying this, they stamped Final Fantasy on it because they paid hundreds of millions of dollars to make it,
Yeah.
and they want it to sell.
Yeah.
And that's why you have Final
okay.
Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm waiting for it. Hit me, dragon. All right, give me a pop up. Let's pump this thing back up to the
Okay, here we go.
rafters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Oh, we did it! Yay!
That was
Yeah, for
actually
repair
pretty
that
good.
Roof.
Not bad at all. Yeah, I
That
know.
went really high. We keep fixing that hole. It's going to be a
I know.
problem.
It's starting to cost us a little bit.
Damn.
Whew, this is the All Out of Angst edition of your show, the Tuesday edition. I forgot to put up last week's audio. We're going to get those up here as, man, with all the new shows, everything's going audio as well. So we just got the episode 2 for Not That Kind of Book Club up for the audio as well. I believe Good Sports and so many others. So we're trying to make sure we get all the audio versions of all of these video shows going up. So the AOA we will have to get into. I do have this as well.
The heat is so fucking good. Have I gushed about how good Matt is on the show with Matt being here?
Yeah.
Ow.
I have had not one or two, but several humans that I know in my life comment to me how talented of a musician you actually are. And without knowing that you have done much of the musical things that you have done through Gary, I have heard lots of the stuff that you've done. It's like, man, this is so good. Oh, yeah, that's Matt. Man, this is really good, too. Yeah, that's Matt from all the bands. Jesus Christ, he's good. So I just want to make sure that
Thanks,
you know
Brando.
I just want to make sure that you know that you're very, very good at what you do. And people appreciate you.
Coming from the
thanks.
radio world, he does all of our imaging, is what it's called.
Yeah.
So we have all these jingles and themes and songs and all this and that, and we get Matt to do all of it because then we own it, and then we don't get copyright stricken, and then it also becomes a part of the programming. And another guy, The Abyss, my sweet, beautiful prince, greatest rapper in the history of hip-hop, he's made a couple beats that we use as well, actually. And it's really cool to have guys that create these things, and then we get to show them off.
Yeah.
That's what I'm all
It's
about.
fun because you guys usually have a vision or a starting point of what you want, which is, sometimes can be the toughest part to get the inspiration to do something. So it's like, hey, I want this walk-up music, or I want this, or I need,
And then
can
you
you
just
do a
get couple
metalized
minutes
version
here.
of this?
I guess I can just shred it real quick. So it's nice to have jingles. I enjoy that. As we continue here, we touched on pit etiquette a little bit. Now, at the old place, we had a segment called Stories or Tales from the Pit.
Oh, yeah.
Which was a fun, I don't know if, I definitely don't own that one, so they might copyright strike us for talking about it. So this isn't going to be a Tales from the Pit per se. But I will say, at the same time, I would like to hear a couple of your pit stories as we celebrate a concert that had pits going on. Uncle Brando, we'll start with you, only because Uncle Mike needs a lot of time to find his, so we always go
You
last.
know me well, Gary.
That's right. I got your back.
I'll tell my favorite one if you know
I was
me.
hoping this was going to be the one.
You've heard
Yes.
this story. I was at... Oh, no, I can't remember the name of the damn band now.
Doesn't matter.
The name of the song was Look Out Below. I remember that. And we're in the pit, and we're jamming out. Breach of Trust played that show.
Cool.
They're a great band
Cool.
from Orange.
Yeah.
They were so good.
Hell yeah.
And I go up to this huge guy at the thing, and I tap on the back, and I'm like, hey, man, I want to go crowd surfing. And, I'm not a huge dude, right? And the guy's like, yeah, man, hang on. And he, reaches into this wall of humanity, just reaches in. And this other equally huge guy comes out. Now it's these two huge guys. So I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever. They're gonna just set me on top of this pit, and I'm gonna surf, and it's gonna be so good. And they put their hands out, and I put my foot up, and I put my other foot up, and they just huck me. And so I'm upside down in the air, and I'm watching the mosh pit slowly pass under me.
Oh, no.
No.
And I just missed the whole thing. And I crash upside down into a security guard on the other side of the rail. And we all crash into the damn stage and fall down. And they lift me up by my shirt. Like I jumped like that by myself.
Yeah.
I put myself in that situation. And they're like, you do that again and you're out of here forever. And I'm like,
I'll try not to get thrown around so
I'm
bad.
trying to get tossed by two huge guys anymore, sir. Like, what the hell?
Sorry, Mr. Man.
Yeah, holy dang. But it was awesome. It was so good.
That's a good question. Who picks the venue, I guess, picks security, hey? At the front?
Generally, I guess if it's like a union events thing or whatever, they've got their people.
Their own people?
But if it's something like Black Cat or something like that, they would just
Their own people.
They hired security.
yeah,
X, right?
yeah.
See, I'm wondering if it's an option if you could pick your security guards. So you'd have ones that understand what's going on and sort of cater to it instead of, you do that again, you're out.
It would be nice to have like punk or metal fans doing the punk or metal shows because they understand this is part of the process. And I find like when we saw Metallica and Pantera this summer, basically it's a union event, so they just put out a call, or I guess there's people and they're like, we need X amount of security, and it's always like either like osteoporosis like grandma, or like 16-year-old like 16-year-old goobers. And when me and Aaron were watching, there's a guy, and he'd like put his beer down like on the garbage can, the top of it or whatever. And anyway, some drunken guy just comes up to him, looks him in the eye, and just like bats the beer off or whatever.
Didn't even drink it.
Like he bats the other guy's beer off, and like the guy was really good about it. He didn't get upset or anything, and then the guy's just like trying to instigate a fight, and there's 3 security guards, and they all look like about 16-year-old, super timid, and they're just like, I don't know what to do. They weren't even like using their radios. They're just like, I don't know what to do. So basically, those are useless security guards because that showed there was a situation there, and they did absolutely nothing.
So was there a fight?
No, I think the drunken guy just ended up walking off, and the 2 dudes that had put their beers down there were just like, what the heck was that? But honestly, smart play, because if you would have got sucked in, and then you're fighting and you get caught, you could get kicked out of a show that you probably paid $1,000 to see. So
I think that Metallica and those kind of big metal shows are a good example of that, because a lot of the responsible people have paid so many dollars to be there. And then you'll get the random asshole who either like won his seat or I don't want to come down on anybody, but is in a situation where paying $1,000 for a concert ticket isn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Who will go in and maybe start some stuff, right? And it goes back to what we're saying about the mosh pit etiquette, right? Where it's like, listen, we're not going to start a fight. We're not going to start anything serious.
Yeah.
We're going to do anything where anybody's going to get kicked out of here because it's just a beer.
But yeah, you've got these, for lack of a better word, poser fans that are coming in. They just think, I'm at a metal show, I'm entitled to do whatever the hell I want. And when they're pre-gaming, like they're coming in 15 beers deep, you can see it in their face where they're already completely gone.
I was that guy many times.
But I always find, it's just those people that aren't really into the music, that are kind of just on the periphery of the scene, that are coming because it's a spectacle, but they're not there to because they live and breathe this music. And those people tend to be the people that cause the issues.
You go for the guts in the mosh pit, right? When you see those people, like they're glassy-eyed and they're like, ugh, and they're trying, you get them in the guts one time. And then they either shit themselves and leave, or they walk out and throw up somewhere else, and then they leave. It's perfect.
Yeah. And
or they come back better than ever and not being a dick.
Yeah, they figure it out.
For the record, I do not care if someone's super intoxicated at a show. It's just the belligerent, kind of, look at me, I'm at a show, I'm drunk.
A lot of times, that's one and the same. The person's already an asshole, and then you're just putting liquor into the asshole.
Yeah, just
for the most part, we like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. So that's just a little bit about that. You got a story, my friend?
Do tell.
I know you've been around so many pits.
Yeah, some of the most unique ones. We had played a show early on in our career in Squamish, BC. So that's it's in between Vancouver and Whistler.
Beautiful area.
We were playing just beautiful. It was an outdoor gig, and there's it wasn't super well attended. I'm going to say maybe there's 80 to 100 people. It's not the biggest show we've ever played, but the mosh pit consisted of 3 dudes and a puppy, and they were walking the puppy around. I'm like, we got a puppy in the mosh pit. That's pretty cool. So that's a pretty unique one. I know the last time I saw Propagandy, that was at Amigos, and I had one of those old ball moments where I'm like, going back in. You got this. You got this. So I went in, and it's a bunch of punks where I've got my longer hair, which isn't necessarily a punk rock thing, and I'm in this rowdy pit, and just My hair kept on getting, so it basically looked like I was headbanging, but it
In
was just
reverse?
it was just,
Reverse
yeah,
headbang?
reverse headbang, yeah. But yeah, it was just my hair kept on getting pulled back. That was a unique one as well.
Oh man.
So
the
was that
reverse
an
headbang.
intention? Like, do you think someone was like tugging on you, or
Oh, well,
was it just
you know when the
getting caught
bodies
up in
kind of
the-
get squished
Yeah, and,
together,
like,
and then your
back,
hair
just
just gets,
gravel,
yeah.
yeah.
So, or it could have been, I don't know, I don't care.
It was.
Do you remember what song motivated you to jump back into
I
that?
think it would have been a certain song that we've played on stage.
Man, I
Nation
had so
States.
many flashbacks during the show. Whew, it's crazy up there. Publicly, sometimes privately, preferably anthem of the upper folks, the moment, not an approval, Barry heads of the Barcos in the Colonials. It's hard. And we nailed
I know.
it.
Well, I know
Practices and we
Tristan
nailed it.
when because he's not really a punk guy, and he had heard the song. He's like, "How's Gary gonna do this?" I don't think
gotta
he had
listen to it
he didn't have
1,000
as much
times.
confidence.
Yeah.
But man, you nailed it.
It's
And I still
good
have.
as good as I could have done.
Yeah, I still have on my phone our jam
Yes.
footage, and I'm never erasing that. That's like staying in the phone forever.
You guys never see a jam quicker than that. I walked in, we did it 2 times, and then one more time just to make sure.
Yeah,
Like,
and then
all right,
we're-
we'll see you at the show.
Yeah,
And we nailed it.
yeah.
It was
Welcome
insane.
to That's How We Do Things.
That was it.
Yeah.
And yeah, such a good, and that has been one of my favorite propaganda songs of all time.
Oh, yeah.
It is,
that was a
it
given.
is a great song.
Are you
It's
ready?
A tongue twister. I'm definitely not ready.
You're not ready. You've been around
I've been
a lot of
kind of
bits
thinking.
too.
You want me
You
to
want
tell
me
you
to-
another one? Or
Oh
what?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me-
Back
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Brando. Here we
yeah,
go.
I
Bit
don't know.
story.
This is another one that like this one's a little bit less exciting, but it's same kind of gimmick. I was at Gob
Hey.
at I think it was
Edgefest.
Deviate
DV.
Nice.
along the river.
I got a
and-
drumstick from that show.
And I was, again, they did the thing, show them what time it is, Ed. And then, show them what time it is. Anyway, after that part, I went crowd surfing again, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking cool. This is so much fun. Because, again, I'm a little guy. Everything
Yeah,
goes
that
good
was
for me.
so cool. I
Everything
remember.
was good for me.
Everything always goes well. And then at the end, I'm just getting to the end, and the security guards reach up, and they grab my shirt to, like, okay, you're going to be safe, bud. You're going to be so good. And the guys who had my, like, hips and legs, like, pushed up really fast. So I did this really fast backflip and landed up upside down. I ended up, like, smacking the top of my head on the guardrail. Then I woke up in the medical tent.
Oh.
And it was awesome. And they were giving me stitches. And I was like, what happened? This is the worst. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, listen, you can't mosh anymore today, kid. You should probably go home. And I was like, I'm definitely going to go home. And I didn't. I definitely didn't go home after that, but I definitely should have.
Do you think you could categorize your conkies? Like, would you know what number concussion that was?
That would chronologically, no, but
yeah.
it was my third worst concussion.
Jeez.
Number 2 was the time Hardcore Kelly Gower lariated me in the face with a chain around his arm, knocked me clean out.
Wrestling days.
If you watch the tape, I flip 360 degrees, land on my knees and fall down because I'm unconscious. And the worst
That's just
one
good
of,
selling.
the worst one of all time was when a guy went to powerbomb me out
so
of the
bad.
ring, and I tried to grab the top rope because we were going to do this Hurricane Rana spot, right? But my hand slipped, and the dude just kept going, and he just dumped me out of the ring, and I fell out of the ring on the top of my head, on the concrete floor, and then he thought that I caught the rope, so he flipped out after me and landed on my head on the concrete
Again.
floor.
Let's go to the videotape.
That was the worst. That was the worst one. Had I known we were going to tell the story, I would have got
Yeah.
Dragon to cue it up because you can watch it on YouTube.
Damn.
Phase with his Z.
I wanna see-
Chainsaw. Holy hell! You
Next
can watch me
week.
have all of my short-term memory
Next
be
week,
erased.
I want to
Next
see
week we're
this.
gonna do
I
it.
want to see
We'll-
this.
we'll play
yeah.
it next week.
Yeah.
I thought you were going
Brando's
to say
wrestling
when Gary asked you what concussion you were on, it would be like F.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
To
yeah,
really
yeah.
show the,
Yeah.
It's
the
like-
concussive.
It's like N or O, man.
You know,
Like, it's-
yeah.
We joke
Like,
all the
hey,
time, and we shouldn't
numbers?
joke about chronic.
No, we-
Traumatic
yeah.
encephalopathy.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
it's
you.
not
It's a
a
real thing.
joke, but
Yeah.
I'm still doing okay, so I
And
feel like it's okay if I make it.
That's the worst one. Like, didn't you wake up like the next day?
Oh yeah.
Like you were
yeah, after
out
that,
for
yeah.
hours.
I woke up the next day in the
scary
shower, and my
shit.
dad had stayed with me all night to make sure I didn't go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I don't remember any
Yeah,
of it.
because you're really not supposed to sleep after a concussion.
That's
So
it.
if you ever bang your head, make sure. But yeah, I went out at like 9:30, and I woke up at 2 in the afternoon the next day is the next thing I remember.
So scary, hey?
That is
OET, man.
really scary.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
No bueno.
No
Yeah,
bueno.
Not good.
You
Not
ready
good.
yet, or you want me to go? I got one.
You go.
You
I
got
don't
this.
like- I
Oh,
mean,
man,
I
Uncle
don't-
Mike's
He's
got
been to
this.
so many shows. That's the thing. He has so many
I
stories,
love
but
that.
whenever we put him on the spot, he's like, oh.
I hope
part
he's
of
in a
it,
show
like-
that we were all at. That'd be cool.
I'm
We're all
really-
independently
Yes,
at a show,
yeah.
but Uncle Mike's got this.
I'm really like I am trying to think. I honestly, it's like I feel my memory is just really
Oh, yeah.
bad. Like it's just really bad, and I'm kind of starting to get worried about it as
Yeah.
I get older. It's like I know my memory's bad.
Have you
but,
had any
like,
conkies?
I've had a couple. Yeah,
Maybe that's starting to go.
I've had a couple.
guaranteed.
I've definitely
like
had a couple.
now everyone that snowboards or skis wears helmets.
Oh,
like
yeah.
we never wore
Nope.
helmets.
Stars. It's
And,
called
like,
stars.
Yeah.
I saw stars. Like in
Soccer,
hockey,
I
there's
remember.
been-
Yeah. I even remember
numerous
soccer.
times.
Yeah.
Little bell ringers.
Yeah, and you're sitting there and you're just trying to shake it off, and it's just. I always compare it to the sound from Mike Tyson's Punch Out when you get a star. The beetle
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
sound. That's what it's like in my head.
Yeah.
And I remember like there was one time I got absolutely destroyed. It was a dirty hit, and I had snot all over my cage,
no.
and I was on the ice, and I was like I was out, and then I opened my eyes, and there's just snot everywhere, like falling onto my face. And I looked around, I was like, what is going on right now? And there's like a scrum going on, and there's this brawl. And it's such a weird feeling. Like you get up and you're like, you're not really sure where you are or what's going on. And you just get over to coach, like, what happened? It's like, you just got knocked the F out, bro. It's like, okay,
KTFO,
good.
buddy.
That's why they're fighting? Yeah, okay. All
And,
right.
and then
very
did you just stay and you just
Yeah, then
kept
you go
playing?
next shift.
Yeah.
That's the
That's-
way we did
that's
it
cool.
back in the day.
And you were a
So,
little slower and like a little bit less.
I was already
coordinated.
very bad at hockey too, so it didn't help. That's for sure. There's no miracle. It's not like one of those things where you wake up and all of a sudden I know kung fu.
Or
you know?
or like
Yeah, or
that
different language.
like rookie of the year where,
Yes.
where he fell
I
on
was
his
just
arm
thinking
and,
of that,
and then he
yeah.
had
all
like
thinking of it.
Yeah.
Throwing it from the
It
outfield.
breaks his shoulder.
Yeah,
And
and then-
fastball from
Yeah.
the stands to the mound.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Oh,
I
shit.
broke my arm 3 different times, my throwing arm. And I was like, man,
This
I
is
got
it.
it. This has to
At
be the
one
one.
point,
This
you
has
gotta
to be
get
the one.
that.
This is the one. Tighten it up. Tighten it up. Oh no, we went black. Dragon. Hey, and we're
Hey,
back.
we're back.
Oh, black on 2. You know, these things, man. Going live, that's what happens. I will tell you guys one of the craziest pit stories that I've ever been a part of. It was back when we would do our run to Calgary, and it was for the Punk Rock Festival. Why can't I remember the name of it?
Warped
now?
Tour?
Thank you very much. Warped Tour.
Nice.
And it was
Oh,
back when it
hell
was
yeah.
still Warped Tour, when it was
Yeah, dude.
one year you were getting No Effects and Rancid, the next year you were getting like Lagwagon and Bouncing Souls and like all of our bands.
Yeah,
that we
the real
loved.
deal.
Yeah, and they go back and forth before it sort of changed. And there's 2 instances. One was Cool Keith. Now, Cool Keith, Dr. Octagon, Black Elvis, goes by many names, and he actually changes personas. It's very cool. Very, very, next level shit going on. He was the only hip hop act at the Punk Rock Festival, and as he's on stage performing, he's turning from, I believe it was from Cool Keith into Dr. Octagon. He has this whole thing. He's like, oh no, I'm turning into Dr. Octagon, and it's like this really cool stuff. And all these losers started throwing rocks,
Oh, come on.
full-on rocks on stage.
Heck, man.
And Cool Keith, now Dr. Octagon, without missing a beat,
Kept his cool?
didn't do a single thing. He let them hit him. He's like, yeah, bring it. I'm Dr. Octagon. He like turned it into a part of his
That's
performance.
badass.
And by the end of the performance, he won guys over because
yeah.
he's that freaking good. Like if you know Cool Keith, he'll blow your mind. So that was very cool to see a guy sort of overcome all these hurdles and win a crowd over. And the other one was Pennywise playing F Authority. And as they're playing this, a guy busted through security and started climbing up a tower. It's probably about 30 or 40 foot high tower. Had speakers off both sides, right on the side of the stage. And as he's climbing up, security starts to go up after him. And I'm sitting in the back. Pit's going on all around, huge pit. And I'm like, there's no way this is going to end well. Like, I'm feeling for this dude. And he starts climbing up and feeling the music. A whole song about F Authority, you know. It's right there. Authority's coming after you. What are you going to do? You got this entire pit watching you. You're on top of this. Like, he gets to the top. He's looking around. He's like, oh, man.
He regrets it immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too high.
And then they get into the hook. We're going to open your eyes. Frustration, domination, feel the rage of a new generation. And as it's going, we're living, we're dying, never going to stop. Stop trying. And as they do it, He goes to all the security guards and jumps, does a flip.
Hell yeah, he does.
And he starts going, and you see the pit open.
Oh no!
As it should. Like,
I'm not catching someone from that high, you're gonna die.
Yeah, jumping from 2 stories up. Yeah, I want to be under them.
All sorts of horrible choices were made. And apparently, did not die. If they did, we never heard about it.
Okay.
So I took that as a positive, that hopefully that person is still alive. But you want to talk about like all the good and all the bad of punk rock in a nutshell.
Well,
it was all right
I
there.
always
I was like, yeah, give it to him, F authority. And then I was like, oh no, don't do it like that. No.
Don't have authority like that.
Don't do it the wrong way.
Some of these shows, like the DV8s and stuff, I remember like I would get up to the front or whatever, and there's just a continuous like run of people like that are like you getting thrown over and then running, and you'll see like a slew of people. They've got like head injuries and they've got the smiles on their faces, and you're just like, what? This is an interesting life I chose for myself. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna like this place.
I have no regrets about any of the things that have ever happened to me in a mosh pit. Like this is gonna sound really weird, but the feeling of like a sweaty T-shirt is like so kind of comforting. Right?
It's as like gross as it should be, and it is comforting. You're totally right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh man,
like
I'm somewhere safe now because like this is so icky and squishy, but I know that I'm somewhere where this disgusting human will make sure that I don't get hurt. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely beautiful.
There's something really poetic in that. I like that a lot.
Uncle Mike, I would like for you to
Here it
create.
comes.
I would like for you to create.
Paint a picture
and
for
this
us,
is
sir.
sure. It's
You know what? Paint the picture of your perfect mosh pit.
Oh, my perfect pit. I mean, I was gonna go a different direction.
No,
and
tell
it was
us.
very-
I wanna hear the
there
story.
might be.
I wanna hear the
There might be.
story.
It's kind of anticlimactic, I guess. Maybe.
God, too
'cause
much
I like
going
that.
back to
Too
like
much pressure.
the smaller venues. So like Animal Farm, the Shelter, which
Sid's
was
Garage.
it the same place?
Oh,
Animal-
Sid's
like
Garage.
Sid's Garage.
Oh, shit.
That's
and
what
it was-
propaganda is. His garage was insane.
It was like smaller shows where there's like the pit of like 2 or 3 people, and
Yeah.
it's
With a
just
dog?
kind of no dogs actually.
Oh, what a
But it
waste.
was and maybe it's an anti-pit story. I don't know.
Interesting.
But it was kind of funny because you're in there kind of trying to get it going, and I think people didn't understand the circle pit, and maybe it's like it's more genre based. So if they're coming to a show where they don't listen to it, or they don't understand the circle
Yeah,
factor.
because you literally just
and
need to
so-
run around.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
not rocket science,
That's
right?
it.
But it's
If you want,
easy.
you can like grab a buddy and do
Yeah,
it like
I used to do that with a good buddy of mine. We'd always go to shows together, and we would, we
Lock
would-
in.
Yeah, which made it fun. And I think this show might have been him and I and maybe one other person, and it kind of takes away from a little bit of the
Yeah, you're like, come
the
on,
chaos of the bit. It's like we were trying to build people
Yeah.
up and trying to get people.
Don't you guys
going.
want to come and play with us?
It's
Come
like,
on.
it's fun. I swear.
This is fun. Do it.
I
But,
promise you it is.
So not much of a story, but
It is pretty good.
I honestly,
Pressure was
it's
on.
and
What show was it?
I want to say it was either the Nobodies,
Of course it was.
or it was.
That's pretty funny.
Uh,
We're putting too much pressure on him again, guys. We gotta
he's
chill
not.
out.
yeah, no,
Under pressure.
I think it was the Nobodies. I'm trying to think if I saw AFI there
Ooh,
once
Oh,
as well.
there's a drop.
Um,
Haven't heard that name in years.
There was only a few shows that went down there.
Are you, is this
but-
the Upper Mob, or where is this?
No, this is it
Frankie going there.
was
Thank
it's
you,
on
Frankie.
3rd Avenue. It was in the basement. It wasn't the basement, but it was it was called the Shelter.
Was
Like
that the Legion?
Walkers?
Was that the Legion Hall?
No, it was. Did it then turn into Walkers?
Oh man, Walker's
3rd
was a hell
Avenue.
of a venue.
Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
But I think it was the Shelter first, and then it was Animal Farm, and then it was something else.
I got
I don't know.
I
This
don't
would have been like, I don't know, mid 90s,
That's cool.
We're leaving it on a mystery.
late 90s. I don't
Leaving it on a
know.
mystery.
It might have been AFI.
Building a mystery.
Possibly.
Maybe AFI. I think it was the Nobodies because they were like one of my favorite bands at the time, and
Your poor story. Man.
Yeah, I know. This is why you don't.
Can we
get me
please
to-
turn this into one of those
Give me a promo?
reels?
You wanna promo this? All right, we'll promo it.
And this is when I try to think of a story. It's like I don't even know if I might be remembering 3 different stories and combining.
But
it
that's
into
what we
one,
do
you know?
once we get to this 40 plus.
Yeah,
You just
it's
combine them.
Just tell the story as if it's one story.
Yeah.
See, well, I
You
should
do
just
it
start
with
making like I got a
conviction.
great story, guys. And it's all BS.
At the same time,
But nobody knows.
I was at the front
made
row
it
for
all up.
Slipknot, but at the same time I'm in the back row and some guy
Yeah.
in the back
Was everywhere.
puking on somebody's head, and then they got into a big fight, but then I was in a box seat, and it was so awesome.
No, and then
got
I
a
broke
shirt.
it up, and then they asked me to come and sing, and then so I sang 3 songs. They
Yeah,
wanted me to tour with them, finish the tour.
It's like the movie The Rock Star. Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
It's like it was a pretty big deal.
That's pretty cool.
All right, boys, we're gonna try to do a blind finish here because I
Oh,
don't got my
A blind or a deaf finish?
my Frankie's fingers is not going, but I got a time cue, so we're gonna try to be professional about this.
Okay.
What's that? It's just quiet. We just got a quiet Frankie's fingers today, but the boys are playing it. Boy, oh boy, what a lovely, lovely time. Thank you to everybody again who helped put on that amazing show at the Black Cat with Untimely Demise, along with Endless Chaos and Raven Witch. Absolutely fantastic. Incredible job by everyone involved. I'm thinking September, maybe October, we're going to do our official Dufferin Avenue Media Network show.
Yes.
We're going to have stuff in between. 30 seconds? 10. Okay. On that, I love you guys. Thank you for making it in, and we'll be back tomorrow with the All the Way Around table. Until then, remember, karma's very real. Do good things, and they'll start happening to you just like this. This could be you. Have a great night.
Smell you later!
See you, Friday.